It doesn't look like it on...
All right, so can you guys explain to me again what the fucking confusion was over all this stuff? Because...
What confusion?
Well, yesterday there seemed to be a lot of confusion on whether or not I was going to a fish tank or not.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know where all this came from. It seemed like Dirk... hi, henchman, by the way. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the moon base. Thank you guys.
Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Jesse.
So I had to stop my vacation short to do this. And I wasn't originally planning to do a show at all. That's why we didn't have a show on Sunday. But apparently yesterday, Dirk, Lenny, a bunch of people, I think Jared maybe was involved. I'm not sure who all was part of it. Ray. A lot of people seem to be completely confused. Gato big time over on Twitter. A lot of people seem to be really confused on something. And I'm not 100% sure what it was all about. What exactly was... like, Dirk, can you explain what you thought was going on?
You were going on Fishtank.
Now,
the hit reality show.
This is a question for anybody. Can anyone explain to me where you would get that idea?
A fish emoji.
A fish emoji. I mean, yeah. I checked, and so I tweeted out this fish emoji the other day because I was excited because I was going to the fish tank, and then Dirk started formulating a whole. And by the way, an entire Podawful insurrection seemed to be taking place yesterday. Where
wait, did you get Jan 6th?
I got Jan 6th. This is what was
emphasis on erection.
What was yesterday's date for most people?
You got Jan Fish.
I got December.
12/17?
I got 12/17. I got Deck 17. So, all right. So I'm not kidding. I show up. Lenny is sending me. I do this little stream to tell everybody, hey, we've got shows still coming out. I'm on vacation, like I said I'd be. I've got stuff coming out for you, and then we come back for a big Christmas episode. That was the plan. This episode, like the whatever number episode this is, I think we're at Lunatic Fringe 32.
32?
32 was supposed to be the Christmas episode. I had even I already made the thumbnail. I titled it for that. And then Lenny is sending me these desperate, scared Discord messages. Everybody is showing up in a separate fucking Discord group, like this offshoot Podawful insurrectionist Discord group. And Dirk, it turns out Dirk has been fomenting some sort of coup against me.
Wait. Are you Ray Epps? Did you change his name to Ray Epps?
All because of a fish emoji. And I seriously had no clue what you guys were talking about it for. So I tweeted out the other day, I just tweeted a fish emoji. And the response to this was incredible. I was confused because I just tweeted a fish emoji. I was excited. And then it gets, a pretty good number of likes. And then somebody says, the greatest IRL H2BH of all time. That was from Bob Arcter. Somebody else said, please be real. Now, keep in mind, I'm traveling when I do it. So, a lot of these messages came in after I was, multi-leg flights. I traveled all the way to the U.S. I get off a plane. I've got messages from people. Is this real? And I have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Just a fish.
It's just a fish. Okay? And then I'm not even going to look at the chat room right now. I can't look at the chat room right now because I can't imagine what's going on in some of their messed up ding-dong heads. So
Fishgate.
when I get to the next leg of my trip, I make another tweet. And it's another fish emoji. And I'll show you the image, actually. It's a simple, I took a picture at the airport. Let's take a look at this. So I take a picture at the airport of, departures, arrivals, the whole thing. Now, I put this up. By the way, I had several people ask me yesterday, am I coming to Philadelphia? Multiple people message. They did this on YouTube as well. I posted this to YouTube, and people are like, please come to where I live, Jet. What would I do? Like one guy was like, one guy saw Toronto, and he was like, I live 3 hours outside Toronto. Come to me. I'm like, I couldn't even respond to that because, like, number one, 3 hours outside of is not close. Like, that's not an almost. That's not even in horseshoes. They would go ring out, So in hand grenades,
Wouldn't that be the focus of the image if you were going to Toronto?
Yeah, exactly. So multiple people, are you coming to when's the Podawful tour? What would that be? Look at me, okay? I'm a freak. You don't want me near you. I'm a guy who sits behind a big round desk. That's basically it. We don't do IRL anymore or any of that stuff. So yeah, some people are like, oh, come to Philadelphia, come to 3 hours outside of Toronto. The bottom of the list. And again, that's not an almost, in horseshoes and hand grenades. In hand grenades, if a guy threw a hand grenade and it was 3 hours outside of where you are, you would not even know. You would be tweeting, you wouldn't even know what had happened. Some other guy would be exploded. So I tweet this out, I think nothing of this. I think that's fine. Right? And then this starts getting a little bit of traction. It's like nothing, right? Someone responded to this. They said, Lakeland, Florida. None of these locations are in Florida. They go, Lakeland, Florida. Now, the irony of that is I was leaving Florida. I went to Florida. We'll talk about that in a second here. Someone says, welcome to Rhode Island, brother. Try a coney while you here, LOL. This was, by the way, a clown woman did this to me. A woman who is, I think, a part-time clown of some... I mean, no offense to this lady. I don't know this lady at all. But I think she's some sort of clown. Her name is Baby Sex Goblin. She has, by the way, 11... I'm just seeing this now. She has 11.9 thousand followers on YouTube, on Twitter. I don't even know how something like that happens. Her profile says she is an IRL Jigglypuff.
What?
She wrote that. That's not on me to say that out loud. She says she's a big titty internet troll and a lol cow enjoyer. So I hope that's not me. And then she says, just a goblin in love with an orc. I don't know what any of that means. She doesn't, by the way, she does not follow me. So, like, I don't even know how she saw this. Like, again, all I tweeted was a fish emoji. Okay? Let me close. I can't keep looking at that. Somebody says, where in the world is Jesse from Podawful? I think I said before I left I was going to Florida. I made a few stops in America. Someone says the world tour is back. And someone says Fishtank. And I'm like, yeah. Yes. Okay, this guy gets it. Someone says Kino.
Jesse, I live like one state away from St. Louis. You want to come visit me?
Yeah, I mean, is it at least 3 hours away? Because yes. Someone says Kino Casino about to be raided. I don't even know. That's Toronto as well? So, like, right? Don't they live in Toronto?
Have you interacted with them at all?
No! No! Okay. So when I get off my stop after that tweet and I see these responses and I see the clown lady, I assume I don't know, she has green hair. I just think she's I don't know. That's not like, I'm not impugning her character by saying that. So I think like, I better clear this up. And this is the one that I think Dirk said he had a problem with this one. A few people asked me about this. I said, all right, so I tweet this out. I said, just left jet, preparing for fish tank in a few days. And then a fish emoji. Okay. Now that tweet, which again, this was more like, you know, when you follow a guy and sure, he's got maybe a stream or a show, or I don't know, he's like an artist or a whatever you might follow, whatever you might be into, a musician. But sometimes he's just like, I love this cheesecake. I think I'm tweeting like that. I think I'm doing like some classic I'm eating a cheesecake style tweets. So
imagine eating this good and it's Nick Fuentes posting a McDonald's meal.
Yeah, exactly. You're breaking up a little there, Lenny, but yes, exactly. So I say that 115 likes. That's better than like, I could put out 1 million amazing episodes of the show. No, I don't get that many likes on Twitter for it. So I'm like, what the people love fish, I guess. Now, I haven't been keeping up with, I got to be clear about something. I have not been keeping up with things. Like, I've been planning this trip now for a couple months. I told you guys I had to get my eyes checked. That was part of the deal. I'm an eye doctor in America. That was like literally one leg of the trip was just for that. I've been on, we'll talk about it later. It's been a tough time for me. So what was the big problem then? Dirk and Lenny and anyone else, but especially Dirk.
Mostly Dirk.
Who attempted to foment.
Come on, Lenny.
I mean, Dirk was accusing you of not even having broken eyes.
That was the okay. So this is the craziest part. Lenny starts messaging me saying, "People are saying you don't have. There's nothing wrong with your eyes now," and I'm like, "What?"
I couldn't believe my ears.
Okay, so Dirk, you attempted to foment Discord on Discord. What was the issue with my tweet? Just left jet. Preparing for fish tank in a few days. What was a big deal with that?
Why me?
What do you mean? Why
nothing.
You were the one who said something about it?
No, Lenny just kept putting this all on me. He panic messaged you. I didn't message you.
Should I read Lenny's fucking messages? Because I won't read everything.
Yeah.
Oh my God, some of these I can't even show.
Please don't show that one.
Lenny started Dr. Eviling me in messages about all of this. In fact, he did that again today. Let's see. Where does all this start? So he says,
Jesse.
all right, so what's that? Where does Jesse, why did you just vex me? What was that? Why'd you go, Jesse?
Jesse.
What was that? Okay, so Lenny messaged me. He says, your camera is on. We can see your keyboard. Now, I was streaming yesterday to tell people, I was updating everybody about, everything going on with the show. Because again, I had no plans to do a show. And I said, yes, I know. I picked up the phone. Like, I had it sitting. I just didn't want to be on camera. Like, I wasn't I had just gotten off a plane. You understand it's a 23-hour flight, right? Like, I hadn't showered. I was gross. I just didn't want to be on camera. And moreover, I still had, the whole time on the plane, I had to wear those flimsy, I don't know what you call them. Does anybody know the name of they're not sunglasses, but the shade things the eye doctor gives you after they put the drops in?
When they dilate you?
Yeah, I had to wear those the whole fucking flight home, and I was still supposed to be wearing those yesterday.
You got dilated?
I'm probably supposed to be wearing them today. Yeah, I got fully dilated. What's wrong with that? Clip it.
I never get dilated.
I got fully dilated.
I skipped that.
Me, Jesse, Powell Stroud, the most dilated man in Australia. Okay, so I was like, yeah, I know. Should I have not done? He didn't respond. I said, yes, I know. And then he didn't respond for a long time. So I went, should I have not done that? And then Lenny was like, I don't know. I was just mentioning it because it gave away you're still at the moon base. Which, like, well, of course I'm at the moon. I didn't know what that meant. So I'm like, I'm confused. He's sending me Dr. Evil all over again. And I'm like, what is it? Why are you Dr. Evil posting to me? He's like, right. Bring it in. Okay. I love you. He keeps sending me that. And now I'm used to that with Ryan. Ryan is always sending me Dr. Evil, obviously. He mostly speaks in evilisms. I said, I guess I can edit it if it's a problem. I didn't understand why it was a problem. I guess he thought it was like unprofessional looking or something. So he said, I thought it might be giving up the ruse. I didn't know there was a ruse. He says, but most people are too stupid to figure it out. Although Dirk figured it out from that. So he's implying that Dirk is like a raging tard.
It's true.
The man can't spell.
The man can't spell. That's true. So, Dirk, what did you figure out? What was the big deal? What did you have everybody in a tizzy over?
It's just you. You go on these trips and then you have this big bit tricking everybody all the time.
Name 5 other times that's happened.
You got your brother.
What about my brother?
What, the pantsuit stuff where you saved her from the airport?
Okay, that one. I'll give you that one.
There's
I
probably
forgot about that.
exactly 5 other times.
That was a good one, though.
That was a good
That
one.
one was really funny.
That was a really good one, actually. Anything else?
I can't even remember. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So you named 1, technically.
What? I named 2.
That's more than most people usually get to when they accuse you of gay
I mean,
ops.
what was the what were you fooled by with my brother? What, that he's alive? Sorry. Oops. Oh man. I'm so sorry my brother's still alive. Sorry I didn't murder him for real for the joke. It was fucking April Fool's Day. Okay? That one doesn't count. That's on you. If you were fooled on April Fool's Day, then you were the fool. It's on you. So Dirk is pissed off. A lot of people, again, I mean, this fucking just left jet tweet got a ton of, somebody's doing the 07 to me. Someone said, you will get so much shit for this, which I didn't understand at all. Like, why would I get shit for going to a fish tank? Someone says, Fishtank was so bad. I'm like, okay, I guess you're giving me the review before I even get there. Cool, thanks for ruining my fun. Someone says, cool, now you get to hang out with 40-year-old single man, childless alpha male Sam Hyde at Wigger. They tagged him. And like I was saying, like now I look like I'm thinking this. Then, all right, this guy says, who is this guy? His name ain't one of the 10 fish, no. Freeloader, perhaps? Anyone? Help? And you can see I would be very confused by a tweet like that about all of this, okay? So I wasn't thinking about any of this stuff. And then you guys tell me yesterday, oh, you do know that tomorrow is season 2 of the internet television program Fishtank. I'm like, no. I had no idea. You think I'm keeping up with it? I mean, remember the last one? They fucking banned me from Fishtank. I paid $40 for the season pass, and then they banned me. So, nah, I'm not keeping up with it. But anyway, in case anyone fucking actually cares or likes me or anything, yes, I went to the Fishtank. It was a lot of fun, actually. We saw fish, sharks, stingrays. They even had turtles, sea turtles.
Did you get to touch the stingrays? Did they do
we
that?
We got to touch those.
That's my favorite part.
They even had
What
something
about
called
jellyfish?
They had something called a guitar fish, which I'd never even heard of before. So anyway, went to the fish tank. A lot of fun.
Was it a gay guitar fish?
It might have been. Okay, anyway, let's start the show.
Did you have enough leg room on?
I'm good. Thank you. And we'll talk about it in a second. Let's start the show. Go theme music.
it will have you guessing what's next and what could happen to these boys.
Okay, welcome everybody to Podawful, the program Hypercube XL. Sorry, I'm still recovering a little bit here. You can see I had to stand very close to see the fish there. It was not easy to do, but anyway, welcome everybody to the program. Let's see what they were saying in the chat room. Hi. Again, Henchman, we can hear you guys again. What were you guys? What were you whispering? What were you whispering about during the theme song? By the way, now I have to be worried you're planning yet another insurrection.
The sound.
Lenny was scheming.
The sound. We want the sound.
Well, here's the thing. I don't want your sound. So the easiest way for me to instantly shut all you guys off.
No, you're misunderstanding.
You're not hearing anything.
The sound. The sound. The.
Oh, I can't control that. I have no control over that whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's happening right now. I can't. Can you hear it if I move my microphone? I can't.
Yep.
There's no way. There's no way I can like force. Anyway, all right. You guys they don't even know what you're talking about. That was the stream from yesterday. There's a whole thing going on. Okay, let's see what they're saying. Shut up, Lenny, in the chat, and by they I mean Jared is saying that. So,
all right. Let me find Jared. Where is he here? Okay. Change his name to faggot.
All right, hang on. We're on YouTube. Somebody says, Jesse, all right, let's read the chat because I was ignoring chat the whole time there. Jesse was double dilated and yorked. We are fully yorked, actually. We're brought to you by
Hell yeah.
Full York. $100 billion. We're doing Dr. Evil. People are Dr. Evil posting in chat. Rest in peace, Jet.
Yorked peppermint patties.
Mike West says, I wonder if Jet was peeking out the window all day. Oh, you mean Jet Neptune, the guy. Okay, I see
that
how
doesn't make any sense.
No, hang on. Now I see how that tweet might have been confusing. I said just left Jet, not I didn't leave Jet the guy. I was like on a jet. You take a jet from all right, anyway. All right, some of that might have been on me. You said you were going to Fishtank. You lied, Jesse. I didn't lie. Did you not see the fucking picture of me at the fish tank? In fact, there's a lot of fish tanks. I guess I lied by making it singular. Man, I've been trolled. They're saying you gay-opt me into Jeff grief. Someone says, great troll, though. Somebody said, I love that the dead brother joke is still causing collateral damage. I'll never understand. That was like, nobody should have been affected by my brother dying but me. And yet the whole internet pissed about this. To this day, still pissed. Very strange. The aquarium in Atlanta is pretty awesome.
April.
What'd you say, Cole?
On the 1st of April.
On the 1st of April.
Surprised
yeah.
somebody played a
shocker,
prank.
big shock. I feel like half the people called it out, fucking before it was even April, what was about to happen. This ain't no fish tank, more like a fish lunch. We're still doing fish. I thought we explained this. Fish lunch is a Royce joke. We don't do Royce jokes here. That's fine. If you guys want to do it over it, nobody likes onions or whatever, that's fine. We personally don't repeat Royce's jokes around here, okay? By the way, you can join us in the chat here over on Discord, podawful.com/cult. If you're brand new, you will be muted when you first join, but we'll try to take care of that. In fact, for some reason now, Jex is server muted again. I'm not sure why. Okay, so speaking of and just to be clear here, speaking of the show fish tank, which I think we should all start calling it just to be, because this could get very, very confusing. Like, Lenny, you own a fish tank, right? Weren't you going to do a whole show called Aquatism? It was a whole show.
Yeah, it's a whole show about fish tank, in the fish tank.
And this was years ago. I mean, I've been talking to Lenny forever about this. He had this whole thing set up where he was going to stream an actual fish tank and everything. So
he even had a theme song.
I don't understand why
I've been tied up in this running with rifles thing, and
why were you, of all people, confused about this whole thing? All right, anyway. The point is, from now on, we will refer to the program fish tank as the show Fishtank, okay? And please do that. And all your tweets about it and everything, just call it the show Fishtank so that nobody is confused from here on out. But I saw you guys have been watching the show Fishtank in Discord earlier. I couldn't get it to work. Like, I couldn't get any videos to come up or anything on my shit. The website has been insanely bad all day. I don't know if it's just because of everybody trying to connect at once or what, but what do people think so far? I mean, I haven't really paid that much attention to it, but
The wallpaper's the most interesting part.
people are loving the wallpaper. Okay, well, it sounds like we are in for a good one this season, guys. Woo! Thank God for the tank. Why, I feed my kids off the tank.
Problems earlier.
Strips had some problems.
Streaming.
The cameras were down. Like half the cameras were down.
Half the cameras are down. I couldn't get anything to work for a while. I was trying to figure out how to watch the last episode of season 1. All I wanted to see was that. And
audio's terrible.
Every time I went to it, it went to a camera that doesn't exist in the main floor plan. It's like I was seeing a different camera from everybody else. So I feel like I do kind of accidentally have the inside scoop on Fishtank now. Again, how would I end up on Fishtank though? Jet Neptune blocked me on Twitter. He hates me. This guy, Jet Neptune hates.
By the way, people were asking Dirk the Insurrectionist that same question, and he didn't have an answer.
What do you say to that, Dirk?
Insurrector Dirk.
What do you say to that? Respond.
Paul's never here and he's lying.
Okay.
I'm here every day, buddy.
I have to go with that, Paul. You are never here and you are a liar. Okay, so Fishtank, it's very, I don't know. It's off to a rough start. And again, I'm seeing there are cameras in that house. And I've noticed more than one, by the way. There are cameras in that house. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know what to go look for screenshots, because I don't blame you if you haven't. If you can't log on, if you can't get it to work, you and half of everybody else, okay? I don't know. There's one guy, he's streaming it to YouTube with just him in the corner, and I don't know how he's got it working so good. There's supposed to be a new feature. I like a few things they've done. There's supposed to be a new feature where you can click auto and the camera's supposed to follow, whatever the main action is around, which is a great idea. But every time I clicked it, it was just on an empty bedroom. So that didn't seem to work out too well. And then I did notice apparently at the very beginning, apparently Josie, which by the way, I really think about this, okay? Josie's now working at Fishtank. All right. Josie won $35,000. Josie launched seems like a fairly profitable streaming career off of the back of her win on Fishtank. Josie is now working at Fishtank. So I guess maybe things aren't working out. So I would just, for future potential contestants, I would throw it out there. Maybe it's not worth it. 35.
Vance was running the camera.
Vance is now working at Fishtank. Josie is now working at
Imagine
Fishtank.
winning American Idol and they're like, yeah, you can come back as a key grip.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the craziest part. Here's what they have Josie do. At first, she's like manning a camera. I'm like, okay, maybe she's just having fun. The fucking bitch is autistic. And they had to take the camera from her because she's probably spinning it around in circles, not getting any footage. Although that wouldn't be much different than season 1. One of the few things I got to see is Josie is carting up buckets of filthy water from the basement and then pouring them outside. This is her job now. Okay. So they got this Mexican Josie to do Mexican work at Fishtank 2. Now, why is the basement flooded with dirty, filthy water? I don't know. I guess maybe the weather's real bad. Is anybody in New England area? Is the weather real shit there? right now.
They said they had a storm and it knocked a tree down and it busted a pipe.
Okay. Okay. So things are off to a rockin' start. This is good. All right. So yeah, now Josie, the winner of season, all right. So Survivor, right? Season 1, Richard Hatch, the gay guy. He's always naked. He wins $1 million. Season 2 comes around. He's the coconut guy. He brings you coconuts. It's the equivalent of that. Listen, I know it's an internet stream. I know it's only $35,000. That's not a lot to me. That's a lot to Josie, though. Should be a lot. She ought to be able to live off of $35,000. She and also the 15 other family members that sleep in the same bedroom as her ought to be able to live off of that for a long time. But now here we are carting up Jet's toilet water and dumping it out. And by the way, dumping it outside, like, hello, that's just going to come back in the house? Hello? That's, where do you think it came from? It came from outside.
Water to plumbing in.
So I don't know how they think that. It's like when you're, it's like in a cartoon where they got a hole in the boat and they start throwing the water over. It's like it's going to come back. Plug the hole. Just plug the hole. So off to a really rocky start with things over on the tank. And then, by the way, this was a crazy one. All the people getting angry about me supposedly being on Fishtank, Gay Millhip got involved. Everybody familiar with Gay Millhip? Can we get some boos?
Boo, he's gay.
I don't even know where this isn't my screenshot.
Go fuck
so
his friend's fucking daughter.
I don't know where this came from, but GatoBot posted this AI image of me inside some 70s house. We got to talk about this whole theming of Fishtank as well, the 70s theme that's going on. But he made this thing to try to make it look like I was in Fishtank, I guess. And he posted it. Gay Millhip comes along. He says, how does Gay Millhip sound? He's like, gay? Okay, so
Canadian Redbar.
So he's gonna blow any money he ever made on making his own fish tank? Very nice. All right, now I can understand where everybody else thought I might be going to Fishtank. Where did he get the idea that I'm making my own fish tank? That would be insane.
Well, you did tweet a fish emoji.
Well, I did tweet a fish emoji. You're right, Paul. Okay. So retard, gay Millhip, gay, ugly, dumb Millhip thinks I'm making my own fish. And by the way, if I were to make my own fish tank, it would be me setting up business outside of Mersh's house 24/7. It wouldn't be called Fish Tank. It would be called Mersh's House. Welcome to mershshouse.com, where you can watch Mersh's house. And by the way, I am going to do that actually. So that is...
They're cyberbullying me to death.
Gay Millip is right. This is real. Like I said, I went to Florida on my trip. I visited Florida. And
you one.
What? Oh, hang on a second, Jax. What did you say?
I said Boneyard season 1.
Okay, you said that in a really creepy way. That was very strange. What were you about to say, Lenny?
If you want help, like setting up a fish tank, I can help you set up your own fish tank. It'll run like $200.
Okay,
max.
again, I think he meant Fish Tank, the show Fish Tank. I think he meant the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here's the deal. I went to Florida during this vacation, and many of you know my parents live in Florida, and so we go and visit them. But I did make a stop. Okay. Now, something I didn't tweet and was never going to tweet. I made a stop. And it's funny, somebody asked, are you heading to Lakeland, Florida? Because maybe I did. Wouldn't you like to know? Maybe I did check out the area. Maybe I went down a couple of streets. I don't know. Driftwood Ave. Ring a bell. Maybe I was just checking out the greater Lakeland area. Did you know, actually? See, here's the thing is I could say I went to Lakeland all day, and it would never, ever even be harassment to Mersh because, and this is true, did you know Mersh is lying about living in Lakeland? That's not Lakeland. He does not. He lives just outside of Lakeland. And by the way, anybody who knows Florida knows Lakeland, trash, pile of garbage. Like some of the worst people live there. It's a disgusting place to live. Only a true loser would choose to live there. And luckily, that means that I am not a true loser if I do, in fact, decide to move there because he lives just outside of Lakeland, which also technically means that Mersh is not even good enough for Lakeland. He's living in an area that's not worth mentioning. Okay, I know the name of the area. I'm not going to say it because I am considered. Listen, the living in Florida, it was always, living in Australia, it was always a temporary thing. I've tried to explain this to multiple people. Nobody seems to understand that. It was always temporary. And so we've been trying to find just the right spot to move to when we head back to the States. And I thought, maybe I should check out the greater Lakeland area in Florida. Maybe I should drive down a few streets, maybe right past Lake Gibson, in the general vicinity of Lake Gibson, somewhere between the taqueria and the school on the end of the street, on this one particular street that I'm talking about right now. Maybe right there near Driftwood Avenue. Maybe I should take a good hard look around that area. Turns out there's some houses available. Turns out they're pretty cheap. Pretty cheap living. They're not terrible, not awful houses. Pretty cheap. Anyway, I might be making some changes in my life here soon. And we might, I might have some interesting neighbors coming up one day. Who knows? Anyway, so we checked out Florida. That was one of the things I did on the trip. That was before the eye doctor. Now, I do want to talk about Fishtank a little more here. They're doing a thing this time. Has everybody's noticed they're in the 70s and not just like the decorations. The website says
We're back.
Go ahead.
We're back to the 70s show era of programming now.
Well, I think you mean like how everything comes back 20 years later, but we've actually done it 4 times now somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting kind of weird. I believe they refer to this as stuck culture. There's this phenomenon. I've talked about it before where it's not something I came up with, but I've noticed it where, 20 years later, all the styles, all the trends come back in a fashion. And in the 90s, the 70s came back. And then the 70s also came back again, like somewhere halfway into the aughts, just a little bit. And then also they came back again now. And now that we're back into the 70s again, but it's like 70s through the viewport of the 90s. We're now in the 90s, 70s revival. Okay.
Yeah.
Which is a level of stuck culture that is almost disgusting. And I was pretty happy. And by the way, the 90s was last decade. We were supposed to be doing that last decade. We're supposed to be doing Y2K now. Everything's supposed to be Y2K now. So to be doing 90s, 70s now and the hits of today is an insane, like we've got no ideas left. We're out. Guys, it's over. Okay? Like it is really over. And it's scary. And if you look at the Fishtank website, it says the year is 1971 on the website. And then you notice the guys coming in, all the contestants start trickling in. They're dressed funny. And somebody said in Discord, they're like, are they wearing 70s clothes? Yeah, they're being costumed this time. Okay? There is an attempt at, and this is almost too sickening to say, there's an attempt at lore happening right now. Okay? And I'm going to be the first guy to call all this out. I'm going to mark my words. Now, let me be clear. That the idea, what I'm about to say is the idea for the show right now. 2 weeks from now, this will all fall apart because there's no way they'll try to force it, realize it's not working, and pivot. And by the end of the show, none of this will be true anymore. But it is true right now. And I defy anybody to prove me wrong. All right. So I think, this is my theory, I think they're trying to do a portal. I thought everybody would gasp, simultaneously. Yeah. Okay. So I think they're trying to do a portal.
Oh. Oh.
Holy shit!
Thank you, Hank Hill.
Portal.
Now, maybe you don't know what I mean by that, but I'm pretty sure everyone here is a heckin' radical gamer.
Yeah.
If you've ever played the game Portal, there's 2 of them, actually. Actually, 3, I think, now. Because isn't there one where you just... Isn't there one Isn't there one in the universe of Portal where it's not Portal related, but you're like building? It's like a VR game or something. Anyway.
Yeah, the desk job, yeah.
See, I'm not even a gamer and I know this stuff, okay? So, not a gamer. Hate video games. But of the few that I've played, I enjoy Portal, okay? Now, I'm not one of these Redditor, the cake is a lie kind of guys. That would be crazy, and you would have to tune out from watching me if I was. It would be too embarrassing. And this is what I want to
hate that I even know what that means.
Exactly. We all hate that we know what that means, but we all know what that means, right? Because there was a time where that was, woo, buddy. That was like a secret handshake amongst gamers, right? Remember when you got to the end of the game and the robot hand came down and it clamped out the birthday cake and you're like, oh, the cake was real. So turns out the cake was real, by the way. Spoilers. GLaDOS. Remember GLaDOS? Okay. So is it GLaDOS? It's probably supposed to be GLaDOS, right? All right.
I
think so, yeah.
Podawful. Did somebody...
Oh, by the way, Stephen Merchant plays Wheatley.
Okay, so here's the thing. I like Portal. Portal's a good game, and it's nice and short, snappy, get to the point. It's got some fun extras. It's replayable, and there's something in it called lore. And then you play Portal 2, and Portal 2 is like, oh, okay. It's almost tiring to play Portal 2. And a big part of that is because known virulent pedophile Stephen Merchant is nonstop talking to you in it, and also is the bad guy. Now, I will say this. I still like Portal 2 because of its aesthetics, because technically speaking, in the end, spoilers, the moon is a good guy. In a way, if you think about it. And then also, the what do you call it when you like the build your own level stuff? That stuff's kind of fun. I like that kind of thing. That stuff's kind of fun. So Portal 2. Okay. Now how does this involve Fishtank? They're trying to do lore, and I think they were specifically influenced by Portal on this. It's just a feeling. Portal and Fallout, but I don't know Fallout so much. All right. I think there isn't Fallout about being in like a bomb shelter from a certain time period.
Yeah, the 1950s.
50s.
So they're doing 70s Fallout. All right. Now that'll make more sense and vibe with more people out there, but I don't know enough about Fallout to speak on that. But here's the thing. Right before the show, I tried checking in with it, and they were starting to find little notes around the house. The house, by the way, very cool. The house is like a nice setup. It's they've really gone all out to, decorate and theme it. Apparently, Wanda's creaming her panties about it and jealous. She wants to live in the fish tank house.
Yep.
Which, by the way, you can for like $40,000 in the middle of nowhere. You can live in, there's like a million of these houses out there.
Cool.
And they come with all that shit on the walls. They had to dress up this house to look like this, by the way. Like that wallpaper and stuff. It's not an old house. They did all of that. All right. So there is a deliberate, extreme theming going on. Now remember, Jet Neptune infamously said that they are, what was his term about moving culture, changing culture?
Advancing the culture.
Advancing the culture. Okay? Which is unbelievable. This is a show, this is a Big Brother ripoff for autistic retards online. And I don't know if anybody saw the Ice Poseidon version of this, where they were all just in one room wearing prison jumpsuits, and it lasted like a day, but that shit was more entertaining in my eyes. So Jet thinks he's advancing the culture. If you go to their website now, it's all gamified. I hate gamification. It's disgusting. I can't stand when you gamify things. Discord has shit like that, where they want me to set up a thing where everybody gets points in Discord. No, I turned it all off. I can't stand gamification, and Fishtank has become gamified, which that means that they've been thinking about games, video games. So follow me on this, okay? You're not going to, maybe some of this won't track with you. I think that Jet believes that he's inventing the new. I was actually thinking about this the other day before I had any of these thoughts. I was thinking about what was the last new genre of entertainment, and like a real completely different form of entertainment. One day out of nowhere there were movies, right? A whole audience full of old prospectors got spooked by a train coming at them. They all nearly crapped their long johns over it. That was brand new. That was crazy. Then one day they're like, okay, the TV. Now, in fairness, TV's kind of movies but smaller. But they had something that film couldn't do, which was live. And all TV used to be live. I don't know if people know that. Television was only live in its inception, which is why so much of it is gone forever, because they weren't thinking to save. They didn't have a way to save it. They weren't thinking about saving it. So TV was a new thing. That was new. Radio at some point was new, right? And then I feel like video games were the last time something was new. Is there anything else? Like podcasting is just radio on the internet. It's not
VR.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe VR.
Maybe VR. I had the same thought, but I feel like we're still not really there yet. Maybe we are. I haven't done it. I haven't used VR.
That's sort of just a different way to do games and movies.
Okay. So yeah, exactly. So if it's like derivative, I don't think we can count it. But that's my feelings on it. This is just what I was thinking. But Jet
blockchain.
Jet thinks it blockchain. Yeah, there's probably something with that. But Jet thinks he's advancing the culture, By the way, none of this is shitting on Fishtank, really. I just think they're trying to do more than anybody needed. My only critique here, I'm just pointing things out. My only critique here is that no one asked for this, and I think by the end, they still won't be asking for. Like, nobody was asking for movies before there were movies, But now people are like, fuck yeah, we love movies. There's guys where their whole thing is I'm into movies. And you're like, I thought we were all into movies. And that guy's like, yeah, but me, really.
I'm more into talkies myself.
I'm a movie buff. Nobody's a buff of anything else, by the way. You're never naked lady buff.
I think it's movies and Civil War.
You can be a Civil War buff. You're right, which is an odd combo.
Yeah.
Civil War, the movies, those are the only two types of buff. So I think Jet's trying to make a new buff.
History buff.
History buff's a Civil War buff. Let's not fucking get in the weeds on this.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're a history buff, you're only one of two types of buff. Civil War,
World War
or World War II, and specifically the European theater. You're never a Japanese guy when you're into World War II.
I'm a Granada buff.
Yeah, it's never happened. So
they're sub buff.
All the shit happening in Africa. Yeah, no, I'm an
Africa.
Yeah, I'm
an apartheid buff.
I'm a French Foreign Legion buff. It's just nobody is that. But
Chinese dynasty buff.
I think the conquistadors.
You think it's pronounced Quistador? Okay. So. All right, so when Jet said this embarrassing, and it is embarrassing to say this, to say you think you're advancing culture by doing an internet stream, that's wild, all right? But again, no shade on the overall concept or anything. I do have one other critique, but we'll come to that later. These are all, my critiques come from a place of wishing this the best. I want it to be good because we all understand when something comes along and has that potential. We love potential. Like I said, I'm not a big gamer, but one of the games I've played more than anything else is Team Fortress 2. And again, I don't know what people get out of video games normally, but what I get out of Team Fortress 2 is I think it has the most potential to be one of the most fun games ever. And the reason I keep playing it is because it fails immensely at that. Like, you ever eat what are those really twisty Fritos called? The barbecue. No.
Fritos.
They're Fritos, but yeah, Fritos Twist, whatever they are. The barbecue Fritos that are super twisty.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
I think they do something with snacks like that on purpose, where there's just not not flavor on it. It's like it's pretty.
Right.
It's
you're always
flavorful.
going to that next twist.
So you go, yes, exactly. It makes you keep eating them because you're like, maybe this next one will be better. And you're like, okay, nah, maybe this next one. And you're retarded. You just keep touching.
Eat a lot of them at once.
Yeah,
it's MSG. That's what it is.
There's sort of a sunk cost fallacy happening there. But you just keep touching that hot stove, right? For me, Team Fortress 2 is that. I haven't played it in forever now, but when I was playing it, it was because every game I was like, maybe this will be the one that's fun. Which is like not the way games are supposed to feel, I assume. But I do kind of think that that's what you guys are all up to when you're all playing your, Master Chiefs, your John Halos. I don't know what are people playing now? Starfield? Was that a thing?
Yeah,
finals.
I'm starting to think that all of these games are purposefully crafted to be potentially good. And they easily could, with a few fixes. I mean, how many games are like modded by their community into being good and playable? Why couldn't they have just done that? Like some guy in his basement figured it out in a month, and these multi-million-dollar companies don't do it. And I think it's because it makes you keep playing it. I think it's a trick. So with these things in mind, I think when Jet said his embarrassing line of he's advancing the culture, in his head, he was thinking he's found the new genre. Now, again, it's just Big Brother. It's interactive Big Brother. Maybe that's enough. The interactive part is good. there's the potential. But outside of the complete freaks who are super into Fishtank and we're sending plushies to a girl who doesn't even know where she is half the time. You know, she's spinning in circles so fast that she's literally in a constant state of dizzy. You have to be some kind of mega hyper simp in order to think that Fishtank lived up to its potential. And we all know what the end result of what that potential would be. If it was fully realized, we know what it would be, and it would be the thing that it was originally sold as, which is Hell House. Nobody wanted the fucking half foot into being a irony poisoned, terminally online guy show, and 1 foot into being a normie actual reality show. But they're straddling that line at all times, and nothing showed that more than these edited versions of Fishtank Season 1. So I think that this has been weighing heavily on Jet, and I think he's been thinking, what can I do to change everything, to up the ante? Nobody can call us Big Brother for the internet anymore. And his idea was Portal. And so right before I went live here, the contestants were finding all these little notes around the house, and they're just weird. It's like an escape room style, like, oh, the clues, we're finding the clue, which is gay. By the way, that if that's all it is, then what you've invented, Jet, is an escape room. Congrats.
An escape room that you're forced to stay in to win.
Hang on a second, though. Are escape rooms...
You've invented kidnapping.
I think escape rooms might be the most recent genre of thing.
I think you're right, yeah.
Huh. Okay. So escape rooms. Again, therefore, Reddit-brained, you go to one of these with your girlfriend and her big fat bitch friend, and the big fat bitch is really into it, and you're like, it's probably in the toilet. We don't have to follow all the clues. It's probably in the toilet there.
Have you heard of these places called Meow Wolf, Jesse?
I wish I had never heard you say that phrase. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
But you can explain it. I can never go back.
It's like what you're describing.
Yeah.
They have these places around the country of America where like they'll take a part of a mall that is like no longer used, like an entire department store that used to be a Penny's or something,
right?
And they'll turn it in to this like interactive art, like fun house type thing that you go through.
So that's what,
and like you walk in.
That's what Spirit Halloween is for the rest of the year.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But they're actually pretty well done, and there is a underlying mystery that you're trying to solve.
Miss me with that mystery. Well, I don't.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying I think that is the kind of thing that he's going for.
Well,
he might have been inspired by that as well.
Right. Now remember this: in season 1, they had that gumball machine. Remember that? And then no one used it. It was like embarrassing. They used it one time. There was rotting.
Yeah, right at the beginning.
Yeah, at the very
chewed
beginning.
Up food.
There was like chewed up food inside,
forgot about that.
and they just never used it again. And and they were also told there's like quarters hidden around the house. So like clearly they were meant to use that, and no one did. So I saw them finding these clues, and I'm like, this will end today. That's the last time you're ever going to hear about the clues. They've already piled them up. They found all of them. And there's like a little hidey hole door. I could be wrong, by the way. I'd be happy to be wrong about this. But what it reminded me of was when I was playing Portal, I'm like, oh, this is fun. I like these portals. And then other people would be like, there's a whole deeper story to Portal. If you really pay attention, there's actually a hidden story happening in the background of Portal. And I'm like, wee, Portal! Woo! Orange Portal, blue Portal. And then other people are like, do you know about the Rat Man?
What the fuck is that?
And I would be like, haha, I'm carrying the cube.
I love cube.
Me love cube. And then everybody else would be like, the Rat Man was a man named Robert Ratman who was locked inside Aperture and couldn't get out. He was the first experiment. And I would be like, tee-hee, Gladys said funny thing. Wee, portal. Whoa. I jump high. Me jump high. So if you're like me and you don't know this, there was like two things. I'm not joking. There's like two little hidden rooms in Port Old 1. And in them, there's some shit scratched on the wall like it's graffiti, like a guy was living in them walls. And off of the back of, which by the way, that's like a single texture that they made, and then they repeated it in a second room. And off the back of that, everybody thought that there was this deep mystery lore around Portal. I think that's what you're looking at with Fishtank. Now, Portal 2 comes around, and they start expanding on that more, and you learn about this guy called Cave Johnstone or something. And it turns out he's the yellow M&M and also J. Jonah Jameson or something. And
John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Yeah, John Jacob Jingleheimer's Spider-Man. So I don't even remember what I'm talking about. I feel like I'm having an aneurysm saying all these words out loud. So I don't talk about video games often, so this is very difficult for me. But you know, there's all this like lore happening, and then Gladys is a potato, and she's telling you about the lore. That's by the way, if you've never played that game, I'm not just having a fever dream right now. That happens.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah, that's real. So Gladys is a potato. You carry her around. She tells you the lore. I seriously think Jet might be trying to make a potato tell people stuff in the new season.
Do you think he has formulated the lore and has it planned out? Or do you think he's just like red herring the lore?
I think there's a lot of red herrings because that's like, it is now a meme that they do these like pointless going nowhere gaslights. So I think for sure.
Yeah, the guy that comes out at night that they were scaring them about, the creature or whatever.
Yeah, the entity. Yeah,
the entity. Yeah, that happened, right?
Which they specifically said like won't happen this season. Which then everybody goes, oh, okay, so they're doing that again. And then they said Josie wants no part in this season. Well, now it turns out she's their basement Mexican. So, which I didn't even know was a position you could have as a guy. By the way, I don't know if you know this, Josie is a hee-hee. So enjoy. Hey, everybody who bought her plushies, enjoy that one. Josie is a they, them. Okay. That's according to Josie. I don't have an issue with that. I didn't buy they plushies. Anyway, the point is, I think Jet has a loose idea of the lore. I think there's probably some red herrings. Now, here's the sickest part. Remember, Christmas coming up here. There's got to be a reason to do it around Christmas. They've got all the decorations up. And I think part of that could have been inspired by, Eyes Wide Shut, which is it's my favorite Christmas movie. You guys' favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard. Mine, Eyes Wide Shut. I like the movie about pedophilia. So,
like the movie buff.
I'm a Civil War buff too, by the way.
Which side do you normally?
Well, I'll say this. The South was not fighting for slavery; it was for states' rights, and that gets lost in the miasma. So, woo! Hell yeah, brother!
You spending shadows.
So, what was I saying? Oh, so okay. Here's what I think is happening. I think the Christmas part of it is mostly so that they can have the decorations and have that. They want that. Oh God, I hate saying this, that cozy vibe to things, you know? They want a coziness to it. Because that's what a lot of these losers watch it for, is like, yeah, it's a friendship simulator, right? So they want that coziness. I think that plus when that stuff starts getting destroyed, it'll look funnier that, you know, in a house that was basically empty, like at the season 1 house, the destruction isn't as meaningful in there because you know they rented this place for that purpose. When they've got all this careful, you know, planning and decorations and everything, then it'll look more meaningful when it's all destroyed. But I also think it's a bit of a red herring itself. Here's what I think. Here's my theory. And again, all of this will be thrown out within 2 weeks for sure. All right. Even if this was their plan, they'll get rid of it because it won't work because it's retarded and gay. I think Christmas is a red herring. It's easy to remember Christmas. You're going to be looking at them decorations, that tree. You're going to be celebrating Christmas. You're going to be thinking about it. And what you forget is what else is coming up? New Year's. The year is 1971. But at some point during this season, it will become 1972. So then I started thinking about, why did they choose this time? Is it just because we've rebounded to 90s nostalgia? What is this? And I started thinking, well, you know, the Cold War was going on. And a prank that they were trying to do over and over again, that people wanted them to do over and over again during season 1 was tell them that, like, nukes were going off. Well, they probably didn't do it because they probably knew, like, oh, they're not going to believe it. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to get scared. But in the lore of it being the 1970s, hostilities, the Cold War with Russia, you can say, oh, there's nukes going, and now everybody has to go, you know, duck under tables or what, and they can play act. And remember, they're all wearing costumes, so don't think they're not willing to play act with these people. Play act as if there's nuclear fallout happening or something. And again, Fallout the video game. The 2 nuclear times.
Soon to be Fallout the TV show.
Soon to be Fallout the TV show. So this is just what's going on in my head now. Of course, now here's the thing though. If you're a true Civil War buff like me, you'll realize 1971, 1972, Nixon's in office. There's actually a détente with Russia. And, you know, the tensions are not so high at this point. But stupid-ass fucking big-head unibrow Jet don't know that. He just goes, oh, yeah, man, Cold War, cool. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, hell yeah. We're going to make him sit in a fallout shelter in a bunker. Yeah, it's just like them video games I play. I love video games, man. Definitely. Yeah, thank you. Shout outs to Tyronius Blaximus the Black Dragon for becoming a severe beast. Thank you. You know, he doesn't know fucking how he's not a buff is the point. So this is my theory. This is just a theory. I think there's some sort of historical context planned for this. I think another video game might have also influenced this decision. Nah. I don't know if you've ever played Hotline Miami. I love this game, actually. It's one of the few games I enjoy. Hotline Miami 2. Spoilers. The sequel is a prequel, I believe, or at least parts of it are a prequel. And it ends in a nuclear holocaust. Everyone dies.
That bit's meant to be after everything else.
Well, that part is.
That's
obviously that part is. But yeah, the rest of, so prequel. So Fishtank Season 2, 70s, is a prequel to Fishtank Season 1 in the 2020s. And it's a prequel. So there's your lore. That's lore. Once you're doing prequels, you're doing lore. They're following along as if it's actually the 70s. They're making people dress up like it's actually the 70s. They're doing Ratman style clues. I think, how do you top the destruction of the house from season 1? a nuclear bomb. That's just what. Now, how do you pull that off? I don't think they can. I mean, obviously, I don't think you can. I said during season 1, many of you remember when we were watching this in Discord, I said the greatest thing they could possibly do is send a wrecking ball through this fucking house while the last, and I don't mean while the contestants are in there. Whoever is the winner is declared the winner. Everyone walks out of the house, and instead of even pulling the cameras down, we're just sitting there watching those cameras, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bang! And a wrecking ball comes. How amazing would that be? So, and that's something you could potentially actually do. But I don't know. It's just my thoughts. These are just ideas, and it's just the way I see, Jet Neptune thinking while he's advancing culture, and you guys don't understand how much effort we put into all of this. And actually, you should be licking my feet for advancing internet culture. And also, please, 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 for the love of God, buy Mondo Megabits. So, I don't know.
You know what else?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what else happened in the 70s? Right around that time? MK Ultra.
Now, that is something that also came to mind as well. What was the other thing I was thinking? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. What was the other thing it's in the same vein? I think 72 is, hang on, let me look this up actually.
MK Ultra ended in 73.
So there you go. So perfect timing there. Let me just see if I'm right about this.
That's if you believe that it ended.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, man. Come on, exactly.
Go on, Joe.
Okay.
I'm retarded.
So, beginning of 72 is also when when Nixon announced the space shuttle program. But I think it would have been either very beginning of 72 or end of 71. So both work. I'm not seeing it here. Let me see. The end of 71 is when Terrence Howard's father stabbed a man to death in line to see Santa. Is that anything? Oh, okay. Yeah, no, here it is.
This day in history.
I was right. The end of 71 is also the second time ever in history that they devalued the U.S. dollar. Now, that might not sound like much to anybody, but Jet Neptune is always talking about how he's got money in silver. Yeah, man, I'll put all my money in silver. And, actually, the dollar, he's one of those, like, the dollar is not anything. It's supposed to be a promissory note for gold, but then it hasn't been real money. He's one of those guys. So I feel like, I don't know, the end of 71, it's like so specific. There's got to be something in there. I don't know. What do people think of these ideas? Am I crazy for thinking he's attempting something this crazy?
It's going to be an ARG for sure, but I think it's going to be more like the chat figures it out and not actually happening in the show.
Okay, that's not a bad thought process there. Probably is partially the case. People keep saying mid-mod in chat. Yes, things are mid-mod in the house. The guy go ahead.
As a film buff, another film that takes place 72, The Men Who Stare at Goats. I think there's going to be some goat staring.
There you go. Some psychic power. I don't know. Listen, it all whittles back down. All of these things could and probably are involved, but it all whittles back down to he's ripping off Fallout and Portal.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things of the 80s.
It's going to change the culture for sure.
It's changing. Well, it's advancing it's not changing it, but it's advancing it. We're finally moving on from this stuck culture of constantly looking back to the past.
We're looking to a past version of the past, the 90s version of the 70s.
Exactly, which is different. Technically, that's sort of a future retroism.
Sometimes to go 2 steps forward, you got to go 5 steps back.
Half a step back, and then 15 more steps back, and then 1 step to the side. All right. Now, does anybody else have this? Fishtank is embarrassing. This is my other critique of Fishtank. it's like embarrassing to watch. Like it physically hurt. Like, you know the way people describe The Office, where they're like, "Oh my God, it's so cringe. I can't believe it's such cringe humor." But this is like legitimately, it's some of the, and I'm not talking about the parts where they start pissing and shitting all over each other and Frank Castle drinks his own cum. I'm talking about the beginning. Like, I am embarrassed by watching the show because not only are you seeing these Zoomers and just how mentally fucked they are. Like, it's, again, so over. These guys are, they don't know
not
how,
that bad.
No, well, you're saying that as a Zoomer, Vinny. I recognize is that who said that?
That's me.
Okay, yeah. See, I recognize that
bald.
voice. You're
doing good, bro.
You're a bald child. How old are you, Vinny?
I'm 19 now.
Okay. So Vinny,
a child still.
Younger every time.
Vinny is
Still a
He's
child.
been bald
Always.
since he was 12.
Vinny is a bald child. And Vinny is one of the most awkward human beings that you could ever speak to. So yeah, sure. He watches Fishtank and he's like, "Yeah, that's what's up." And he says other black, he thinks black thoughts while watching it. Black, cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
That's my shit.
That
There it
dude,
is.
that dude's got riz.
Damn.
Yeah. Wow. Oh yeah. He sees the new fish and he's like, "Yeah, look at the yeah on that."
Gee, and no cap.
Good.
That's
Lord.
on God.
It's like 80% gats now.
Here's the thing: is all of these Zoomers on this show. I wouldn't just say this blanketly about Zoomers if I didn't see all of these people. They're fucked, man. They're so fucked. Every single one. Like one or two of them seem like they're fairly cool and normal, but then every once in a while that lull happens, and it's like when we're in Discord and no one's talking, and we're all like. We're on pins and needles waiting for the next thing. You're like, oh boy, this is embarrassing. It's that level of embarrassing. Watching fish.
That's when we're thinking about cool things.
That was true in season 1 as well. The first 2 weeks of season 1 were just wildly embarrassing. But here's the thing. It's not just embarrassing watching them not know how to speak to each other, and they don't. It's not just embarrassing watching the new long hair guy on the show doing a Josie. He's like, 3 of them are trying to be Josie because she won. So there's one guy and he's the fucking Spurg, he's spasmoidal. He's doing all sorts of movements the whole time. He can't sit still. And then there's another girl who's kind of half Letty, half Josie, and she's already mentioned that she's into plushies. How convenient. Oh, the thing that made them the most money ever? And then one of the other girls has some other fucking thing in common. I can't remember now, but these are... How is it that you can cast for a TV show twice and twice get people who can't sit still? That should not be possible. It's like poodles on the show twice. All right? That's I know we all love acting like, isn't it funny that the autistic kid can't sit still? Isn't Josie cute for spinning it? No, that's not cute. That's fucked
Lenny
up.
was in love.
He was in love. He told me he wanted to leave his wife for her.
Jeez.
Pregnant wife.
His pregnant wife. He wanted to leave her for Josie. And he tried to, and Josie turned him down. She said she's too busy. And he said, busy doing what? And she just said, wee. So I guess she was spinning in her chair. But it should not be possible to know that many people who can't fucking put their hands under their legs and just sit. I would, by the way, I feel like as a person, I could not only beat Fishtank easily, I could beat solitary confinement easily. I don't need anything. I have no issue just sitting in a completely pitch black room with no sound, nothing going on, and just laying there. I would survive a year of that. It wouldn't even be an issue. So if I ever got locked up and put into solitary confinement, they would have to give me $35,000 at the end of it for winning at the shoe. Well, the Zoomers. So the Zoomers are super embarrassing. And it hurts. It hurts to look at these. It hurts to see how they don't know how to. Here's the thing. Obviously, they all know how to interact with each other on the internet. That's not even there's no hot take there. There's nothing to that thought. But I think part of why they're able to do it, part of why they're able to talk to each other so easily on the internet is they can get away with AAVE online. Now you put them in front of each other and on camera to millions, and all of a sudden saying "gat" and "on God" and "no cap" starts looking a little funny from the Chinese girl. Starts looking a little weird from the Japanese guy who's there. So also, there's a Japanese guy there. You can barely understand anything he's saying. I'm 100% team the Japanese guy. I think he
looks like a murderer.
He's got nothing to lose.
His name is Shinji.
Yeah, Shinji. We're team Shinji.
The most Japanese man.
Right now, we're team Shinji. That's not the right call, I know, because he'll be the least entertaining, but he's got nothing to lose. All right. This is the type of guy where, if we were in Japan, they would stop him at the door of any political rally because he's probably carrying a sword. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy made a homemade gun. All right. President Abe, look out. So about half of the contestants look like Adam Lanza as well, which is odd. But I would say this.
Shinji is their way of making up for having pedophile Simon on the show.
I thought Simmons was the pedophile, but
Simmons.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what their thought process is, but here's the thing. Here's the other embarrassing part. Am I the only one, by the way, feeling this like wild embarrassment while watching? Is that just me?
No.
I mean,
I think I know what you
watch.
mean.
It's
I
so
think
right now.
I don't think I'd sort of
Women are
worked
just
out it was
talking.
embarrassment.
Like most of you watched the edited version of season 1, right?
It was bad.
Yeah.
The first episode is so bad. And before that came out, you would be able to make the argument, well, yeah, this is what a TV show would be like if they didn't edit it as well. It would be awkward while everybody gets to know each other and get the lay of the land. No. They've edited it now, and episode 1 and 2 are embarrassing to watch. There's nothing happening in them. They're bad. They're so bad that the correct thing to do to fix this would be to combine the first 2 weeks of show into one episode. That's the only way to save it at that point. That's the only way you wring out anything happening. These are freaks who can't speak to each other without a phone in between them. So the other embarrassing part of this, though, and I think this is the real hard to watch, like when you're sitting there in your head going, what is happening? What is this? Someone do something. It's not just the Zoomers on screen that are giving you this dread in your heart. You are watching the product of a Zoomer's imagination. Think about that. Think about that for a second. And not just Jet either. Not just everybody who was throwing in ideas on all that. Because I don't think Sam's all that involved. Right? But even him, all he does is hang out. Everybody makes fun of him for only hanging out with Zoomers now. So he's probably having Zoom thoughts, Zoomerific style thoughts. Jack Snoop pushed the thought. So when you're sitting there and you're watching the show, you're looking at a bunch of Zoomers sitting around going, oh, it'd be cool if we did this. And that would never be cool. There's no sentence ever started that way and actually ended with something cool or good or funny or entertaining. This is less than public access, okay? Because sometimes when you watch public access, something happens. Every once in a while, something happens. They need to start introducing outside elements instantly, even if it's just TTS, because it breaks that tension. There's this horrific tension in the air, and it's because you are essentially watching a school play. I don't know how else to put it, but for me, it's almost too embarrassing to even watch at this point. I tried checking it out before the show because I knew we would talk about it, but it is wildly upsetting to see that this is what humans have become. And I'm sorry to old man armchair, all of this stuff. That's not what I mean. If I was obsessed with looking cool, I would be coming out and going like, he is advancing the fucking culture of society. This is the best thing ever. I'm sure, give it a week. I'm sure, give it a year. I'm sure Redbar will say this is cool. Actually, Fishtank is good, Jules. But that's a guy obsessed with looking cool. Not me, man. All right? Obviously, I don't care about looking cool. I've been having to take prednisone for the past over a year. And I'm now a bloated freak. So what do I care about looking cool? Macrome says, oh, whoa. I don't know what that means, but thank you for saying it to me with money. I have no clue what that means. Any other thoughts on any of this? Or thoughts on me taking prednisone?
I think my biggest prediction is Santa Claus is going to show up on Christmas.
All right, but is it Sam? Is it Sam to Claus, or is it?
No, it's Frank to Claus.
I was going to say Airsoft Fatty, but okay, it's Frank.
Maybe Fatty, but I think it would be funnier for it to be Frank.
I don't think it's Frank.
Or maybe Frank comes in and he's the Grinch. I don't know.
I don't think they have any plans with Frank right now. Frank did tweet saying that, there was some tweet like, what should we do? What should we have on Fishtank? And Frank tweeted Frank. Frank tweeted Frank Hassel. You should have Frank Hassel on this. That makes me think there's no plans right now with him. Not that they wouldn't have him, but they're just not planning it. Yeah, obviously they got to do some Santa thing at some point, or presents or whatever. They're going to do all that kind of shit too. All that fucking shit. Did you know that they call the inflammation you get in your face from prednisone moon face?
That's cool.
So moon base, moon face, season lunatic fringe. It all kind of goes together when you think about it.
I thought
prednisone?
I thought it helped with inflammation. So
Prednisone's you use it for that, but for whatever reason, it's a steroid, and for whatever reason, it makes you swell. It does the opposite. It's supposed to help.
Why are you taking that?
Why?
For swelling eyes. My eye, you ever heard me complain that my eyes hurt and they're always watering?
Yeah.
And stuff.
Burns and ow,
feel gritty.
Oochie, ouchie, ouchie.
My eyes are bleeding.
Yikes. Help. So, yeah.
You shouldn't take prednisone when you're pregnant, by the way, Jesse.
Yeah, don't take it.
Well, then why did they name it Pregnant Zone?
True. I've wondered the same.
Prep?
Am I on prep? Did you just ask me that?
Yeah.
No, he's on pregnant.
Are you on prep?
Pregnant.
What am I going to say? Yeah.
Just asking.
Oh, you're just
talking
asking.
about.
Oh, okay. You're just
talking
asking.
about all your
Okay. Are you on Valtrex?
Oh, are you?
No.
Yeah, I doubt it. Okay, so do we all believe that you're not on Valtrex? No.
Candace is definitely on Valtrex.
As
I can smell
prednisone
it
fucks
through
your
the
sleep
microphone.
up?
I mean, what is it? It's like 50% of people have herpes, right? Isn't it some crazy number like that?
I think it's herpes simplex 2.
Okay, so we know who's got it. Okay.
Yeah, Paul.
Is it prednisone or prednisone?
Fred.
As in predator.
Fred.
As in predator.
That's right.
But no, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I was going to say, considering the number of people we got a fair number of people in here right now, the likelihood that several of you have herpes is pretty high. I mean, so let's out it right now. Who's got herp?
I have herp. Mouth herp.
You have mouth. I believe that. All right, who else? There's no way. There's got to be at least 5 of you. There's got it. I don't. If
you've ever had cold sores, you have it.
I've never. I lucked out. I've never had it.
Absolutely, all these
just
people
got
have
it.
I've got this really bad hot sore. Not cold sore, but hot.
I had
burns.
I had a girlfriend once, and we went on vacation together, and then while we were on vacation, all of a sudden she had a big fucking blister on her lip, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's that? And she's like, oh yeah, I've got cold sore. I love when people are like colds. They call them cold
it's just
sore.
A cold
it's
sore.
A cold sore, and I'm like, that's herpes. And she's like, yeah, no, it's fine. I'll just use a little something, it'll go away. I only get them every once. I'm like, you were sucking my cock earlier.
So you have it.
No, never got it. She didn't do it while there was an outbreak. When I said earlier, I didn't mean earlier that day. I meant some point before that. It was like, that seems like something
you didn't get head for the rest of the trip.
I didn't. No, fuck no. Do you think I asked for it?
I would have.
Yeah, well, you
personally.
You're gonna roll that dice?
All right, so
that's how I have it.
Here's the thing. Vinny does not have it. He was lying to sound like he's had sex. So I'm gonna just have to take a guess.
Okay, I set that one up.
I gotta just take a guess here. Who's got it? And I guess Candace for sure. That's number 1 with a bullet. I think Cole's probably got it. Wild card here. I think Urquit's got it.
Whoa.
You really think so?
Jared is here for the record.
Jared's definitely got it. And
what about Ray and Wanda?
TJ?
No.
I do not. I just was correct.
We have a dirty boy.
TJ doesn't have it, but
Yeah, we just have AIDS, Candace. Not
wait.
herpes.
If Ray has it, doesn't that mean Wanda also has it? Wouldn't
Oh,
that
wait a second. Red alert. Hang on a second. We have Web Wizard here right now.
Oh.
Now,
he's
definitely got herpes.
Oh, he's for sure.
Web alert.
Interesting.
Definitely herpes.
And
if you didn't see the last episode of the show with the comedy Shaman, there was a whole mix-up about thinking Web Wizard was comedy Shaman. Then we found out that Web Wizard is a well-known internet predator. He is a P guy. He's paranormal. Web Wizard.
He shows his pee-pee.
We've allowed you to stay. We've only allowed you to stay, and he's gone.
He's gone. What the fuck?
Oh boy! Now we only allowed him to stay in this long because I was hoping there'd be a time to confront him like this. Here it is, and he runs. Can somebody send me in DMs the Web Wizard info? And we'll take a look at that here in a second, because this is, I think people understand, like, people probably think I was like messing around with Comedy Shaman about that, but this is real shit. This is a guy who's like known on Encyclopedia Dramatica. Does anybody like, Feds, you said you've got the info?
I've got the thread. The one that I sent you. I don't know if you're looking for something else.
Can you, I mean, give us kind of an explainer here of what's going on with Web Wizard.
Web Wizard is...
Oh, I can't show this. Jeez, thank God. Thank God I didn't open this on the fucking...
Yeah.
Holy... All right, explain it.
So, okay.
Just trust me, this is real. I can't show you this website, but trust me.
Join the Discord. You can see it in here.
Yeah, classic retard. He got banned off Encyclopedia Dramatica for like just being insufferable and a pedophile and being, he's very well documented. So the admins convinced him, well, if you post a picture of your penis, well, then we'll let you back. And then that didn't work. And he was like, well, what if I sent you a picture of my butthole? And it wasn't asked for. It was something he offered. And they were like, sure. And so he did it. And he still is an outcast.
Now, how do
Encyclopedia
they know he's a P word?
Discord, I'm fairly certain.
So he was like messaging
I have to go back and refresh.
people, or okay, but this is the thing.
He was pretending to be a 14-year-old boy on Discord.
Oh, okay, well that's no good. You've sent. Oh my God, stop sending me pictures of his asshole. What the fuck, dude? And he does have some sort of weird little lip on the end of his penis, which is also bizarre. It's like
could be herpes.
What is that? Yeah, it could be, I guess, but it's like a little. Well, didn't the comedy shaman say he's got a mole on the tip of his penis?
What?
Am I making that up? Am I crazy?
No,
that was true.
That happened.
Yikes.
Wait a second. So comedy shaman,
Dick nipple.
apropos of nothing, says he's got a mole on the tip of his dong. Then Web Wizard, the guy who we thought was comedy shaman, also has a dick nipple.
Yes.
All right, this rabbit hole just got a lot deeper. This is fucked up. Comedy Shaman, by the way, lost his YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to his new channel. It's called Psycho Shaman. Right? Isn't that the name of it? Psycho Shaman?
Psycho Buddha?
Is it Psycho Buddha now?
It wasn't Shaman.
I don't. All right.
Psychotic Buddha.
Somebody find it and post
I
it
got
in
a
the
I got a dick nipple, Greg.
Can you milk me?
Can you milk me?
Didn't Mersh say that recently? Wasn't there a clip of Mersh talking about being milked? Yeah, here we go.
I got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
Okay. And by the way, the answer
Greg?
is yes. I don't know if you've ever seen Mersh, but yeah, you can.
Yeah,
really?
See, he'll say my.
All right, so this is now. Hang on a second. Is this
Web Wizard's back?
all right? Web
Yo,
Wizard.
what's up, Web?
Web Wizard, now's
Welcome
your
back.
chance. Now's your chance, man, to clear your good name. Encyclopedia Dramatica says that you have the hots for children. You're into maps. You're sort of a map buff in a way. So what's the story, Web?
Are you on a map quest, perhaps?
What's up, Wiz?
Oh,
Psycho Buddha Comedy, they're saying in the chat room, is Shaman's
Thank
new
you.
channel, Psycho Buddha Comedy. Go subscribe to that. Wiz, what's going on, man? You got a nipple on your dick and you're ready to rock? What's happening? I've seen your asshole. I've seen your whole penis. By the way, you have what appears to be a trans person's penis. Like it doesn't look human. There's a lot of shininess going around.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the thing we saw in Strawberry
He's gone.
Tabbies.
He said he was just fucking around in the chat, but the just fucking around was him sending dick pics to kids on Discord.
Hey,
So I
listen,
don't-
sometimes you just fuck around, you know? I mean, it's one of them crazy sort of things where you just fuck around. All right.
Take off your hijab.
This is all right. What's this? Now I have a clip here of Comedy Shaman talking to Hostbusters. Seems like that'd be a good follow up to our last one. I'm a little afraid of what's going to pop up on screen though if I show this. I hope this is nothing bad, but let's throw this on screen and just see what happens. Here's Comedy Shaman interviewing Hostbusters, the final Shaman stream before he
Yeah,
really?
See,
shit
he'll say
deleted.
my name. He'll post.
All right, hang on a second. Is this? Yeah, this is the beginning. Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
really?
See, he'll say my name. He'll post pictures of my place. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
dirt.
psycho.
Oh,
God damn it. Well,
Who is he
so I
talking
guess
about
you're,
there?
me.
Is he talking about Dirk? Yeah, I don't know who Hostbusters. By the way, Hostbusters, new name. We're not calling him Hostbusters anymore. We're not even calling him Hebe anymore. I put an ultimatum to Hebe. I said, you're not allowed to be called Hostbusters no more on account of you don't bust no hosts ever. In fact, you just lick the balls of one. So you can't be a dite beast and be called Hostbusters. We gave him the ability to choose any new name he wanted. Right? Who was there for that?
Yeah,
I was there.
Okay.
I was in line at the pharmacy.
I said to him, whatever you want to call yourself, it doesn't matter. It just can't be Hostbusters. And no joke, he, of his own volition, changed his YouTube name, I'm not kidding, to Hebrew Blower. Hebrew Blower. Hebrew Blower. Why? Why would anyone ever pick that? Something he chose. And then he messages me afterwards and he's like, okay, do we have a deal? A deal on what? I didn't tell you to do that. That very.
He thinks you're Hebrew.
Oh, well then, yeah, we do have a deal, actually. Allow me to go circumcise my dreidel.
Yeah,
really?
See, he'll say my name. He'll post pictures of my place. Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
Dirk.
psycho.
God damn it. Well, so I guess your goofy goo wasn't enough for Dirk. Dirk wants everything, huh? Man, Dirk.
Wow, so we're calling it a goofy goo now. I've never heard that one. I like that. I like it a lot. Your goofy goo. So Web Wizard's got a nipple on his goofy goo. Okay. On his dill, they call it. Some people call it a dill.
I don't like that a guy that talks to children uses such a childish way of saying it.
Dirk sounds like a piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do
I was okay with the whole like.
Would you prefer Dillykins?
Ugh.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like I was fine with the okay, you catfish me, haha, the joke's over.
I never got to see this, by the way. This is my first time seeing this.
By the way, Wizard says I'll talk tomorrow.
Well, we're not doing a show tomorrow, so no, you'll be kicked out tomorrow. You have now or never, okay?
Like I was fine with the okay, you catfish me, haha, the joke's over. You win. But then when he was like, I know your name, I know where you live, here's a picture of it, I was like, what the fuck? What's your problem, dude? Like, stop coming after me.
Well, I think Dirk might like you, bro.
Damn, right in the giddy goo or whatever he called it. Keep up the good work, Dandelion, says Jason. Thank you.
How would you feel about that if Dirk liked you? Maybe he has trouble showing.
Thank you, Shaman.
I don't know. I mean,
look at Shaman just fucking so pleased with himself. He was having a great, from all accounts I heard, again, I didn't see this one. Everybody was saying this was a great episode. He fucking, look at what he did. I don't know how well you guys can even see it like that, but he tacked up those, all that foam again. He's got some he's got some RGBTs going on as well. But, you know, look how much better this looks. He's so pleased with himself.
I mean, good. I appreciate it, but I don't know what to do with that.
You know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right?
He learned that from my guy. When the government gives you cheese, need I say more?
Yeah. What does that mean?
What does that mean? All right, so we live in a world where Hebrew Blower doesn't know what when life gives you lemons means. This is, I mean, we are really on the bottom. We are really with the scum suckers here. Like, this is a level of low that shouldn't be possible.
Well, you know,
People thought Rufio was dumb.
Yeah, that is crazy. All right, anyway, so he doesn't know what when life gives you lemons means. Okay, well, that's an interesting clip right there. 2 weeks ago, Redbar claimed he had been talking about the Joker guys for 10 years. Oh, yeah, Gato posted a clip of Mike Redbar talking about Jokers. You know, the one that happened in the show. He did that like a week later. He posted this clip a week later of that. Trying to see if we got any other good clips here I should play before we go.
The call from Heave Blower, was that last night or the night before? That was really good.
I don't have that downloaded. I don't have any of that set to go. Also, it's pretty long without editing. Oh, okay. Apparently, Mersh was stream sniping Medicare. Well, let's save that. We do have one here.
I had a question.
Oh, here. Okay, go ahead.
Is Angie at all related to Josie? Have we checked those, the tribes there?
All right. Do you feel like that was worth it, or do you feel like the rest of us are feeling the same way we feel when we're embarrassed watching Fishtank?
Again?
All right, so here's Royce. Here's Royce and Mersh. Now they went on off on a clout chasing adventure, going to Texas to be part of a big content creator shoot-a-thon where everybody shot guns. Their guy Sam Hude was there. All these other big time creators were there. Here's what they got out of it. You ready for this? There they are, Royce and Mersh. Both of them, their asses are eating their pants currently. The hungry hippo juice
on the back.
Okay, we'll step on my joke. The hungry hippo juice eating the pants here. Let's take a look. This is what they got out of that trip. Now, I said this before they went. I said every single time these guys go chase clout, they get nothing from it. Here's what they got.
So this like restaurant.
And there you go. So they were on screen for that video that was slowed down. So in reality, they were on for less than half of a second. They've gotten nothing from it.
Man, Royce looks skinny when you put him next to Mersh.
Well, I don't know about that. Roy's, claiming to have lost all his weight, claiming to be a big buff guy, but then you see him here, and again, his asshole is hungry for denim. Mersh is too. I don't know what that's about, but they are. I mean, I can see everybody else in the crowd. No one else is doing that, but these guys are just. So don't let your hand get back there. Show me kitties. Watch out. Because the triangles are loose. I don't know why both of them are like that. Nobody. Find me one other guy in this crowd that's got his asshole eating his pants. It's just these two.
Do you know how fat you have to have fat rolls in a sweatshirt? Look at the back of Mersh.
Yeah, well,
it's
listen.
Crazy.
Oh my God, look at his side lump.
He's I call him curvy. I think he's sexy, but
voluptuous.
Yeah, voluptuous. Who's that? Oh, that's that.
Just a lump.
What's that girl's name? She calls herself like some dumb bitch or something. So she's the only person they talked to the whole time. They were too nervous to go up and talk to anybody famous, and they just hid in the back here the whole time. So pretty good. There you go. Pretty good. Any other good little clips here we want to go? Is there any other little big sort of things we should go? Because again, we're going to be going into our Christmas episode here very soon, and then I don't know what the next show, when the next show will be after that. But if there's any big ticket items, while I was forced to do this episode, I might as well go over them now. Any fun threads happening in Goon Lagoon or anything like that? Anybody pay attention to anything? Is anyone here? Am I talking to myself?
I'm here.
So one time Cole doesn't say something.
Zephod made a nigger thread.
Okay, well, we are on YouTube, so maybe not that one, Wand.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Wand.
Is the Casper fiasco worth going over?
Because I didn't look ahead of time. Normally I just look at these things ahead of time and I get them ready. But I thought maybe somebody would know something, because there's got to be something going on.
I've got something.
I hope it's not an N-word thread.
Oh, did we cover that?
Sorry, I forgot.
Where's James?
What is happening?
Fuck me, man.
Why am I hearing music? music.
Okay, what's
It
up?
was Vinny.
Zephod, what's up?
I was just going to tell you about this thread, but it's really not hand porn.
Okay, so you didn't hear what Wanda said 2 seconds before that.
Yeah, but I forgot.
Okay, but you forgot.
I have something to. I checked Royce's Twitter account, and he's still following that swinger account.
Yeah.
Just by the way.
Yeah, by the way, Hebrew Blower IRL. That's real. That's a real screenshot. That's Hostbusters. Hebrew Blower. He chose that name. All right, let me go to the Royce on Swinger Twitter thread. Royce is still following this account. Yeah, so we did a big expose on Royce, and he's a swinger. I mean, he's a disgusting, depraved sex guy. And here he is still following that account, even after being called out for it, still following the Florida couple 3K here with their OnlyFans. There you go, followed by Royce. And of course, this account also is filled with guys' dicks. It's more of an account for like ladies to follow. It's like, you know, oh, look at this dude's big dong. Look at, and there's like gay sex and shit happening with it. Like if you follow that account, there is gay sex on your timeline. Well, hang on. There is gay sex on your timeline. So Royce is.
You're saying this is for ladies?
He's choosing to follow the gay sex account. Okay. Jules, anything else? Mike is now gossiping about Taylor Swift on his show. So a little while ago, somebody posted this. Mike David is now gossiping about Taylor Swift. This is what Redbar has become. All new tour ruined? Is Taylor Swift as good as people say she is? Because whose opinion do you need on that? An old man in a diaper. All right. And then this was posted by Comedy Shaman. Comedy Shaman said this. Apparently, Mike, since this post was made, has been to 2 Taylor Swift concerts.
Yikes.
So Mike David taking his kid sister Jules to the concert, which you know people there are like, oh, that's so nice that your grandpa brought you to this. Oh, that's so cute. And I got to show you guys this. This is one maybe you're not aware of because this is posted in Comedy Shaman's Discord. We should probably put this in ours. I don't know when this was. I don't know what the story behind this was, but apparently somebody, I think this was when Mike from Redbar was on his big year-long disappearance. And everybody was thinking he can't even stand up anymore. He's in a wheelchair. Somebody, and again, he was so sick he couldn't do shows for a whole year. But on New Year's Eve, somebody in the Tucson, Arizona area caught him out celebrating New Year's. Okay. And you can tell it's a blurry photo, but you can tell this is him. And he was so nervous about being caught. This is real. That he hid his face from cameras. So somebody got a couple blurry pics of him. Look at this. This is a night out at New Year's, and then you see him. That's him putting his hand up right here. You can see his DuckTales, a woo-woo haircut here. Let me put this on the big screen here for you. Look at that. That is Mike David being held up by Jules, by the way. They're the same height. Her head's right behind his, and she's holding him up as he hides in fear from the camera. Don't worry, there's another one. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Mike, you're caught. Uh-oh, he's hiding his face.
Here,
so that's pretty good. He does not want to be seen out, which, by the way, is also stealing a Podawful bit. I told you you're not supposed to see internet guys. Except for above the waist. Here he is hiding. So that's true. He was faking his illness and out and about, and he did not want to be seen. I thought that was pretty interesting.
Also, it turns out he's a juju enjoyer.
Yeah, he's into.
I don't know.
He's into the biggest problem in the universe now. He's into Dick Masterson. I don't know if that clip's worth. Do you think that clip's worth playing? It's just him going, "Wow, they're talking about me on." They talked about Redbar because of a super chat on the biggest. This is where we're at. All right.
He does say he likes Dick Masterson and he doesn't like Vito.
Oh, he likes Dick.
Well, he says
likes Dick.
he says he doesn't like Vito because Vito's a big fatso. He says he likes Dick because he doesn't want any problems. Now, here's the crazy thing. He pretends in this clip to, yeah, all right, fine. Let's just watch the clip. Why not? Because
the biggest problem,
we're just having some fun here. Check this out. All right. So this is where we're at with Redbar. All right. I told you before, they do this thing now where they go, Redbar in the wild, Jules. Oh, they're talking about Redbar. And now it's gotten so desperate to find instances of people talking about him because everybody he's covering is so huge. He's covering Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's never going to respond, right? Like there's not going to be a response. That everybody he covers is too big to respond to him anymore. By the way, Taylor Swift did respond to Come Town, so you're worse than Come Town. Or whatever it's called now, the Adam Friedland show. So he's so desperate for these Redbar in the Wild things that now he's doing a Mersh style acting as though someone being super chatted about you counts. Okay? You know how on Nightwave, every Nightwave starts with Charles from MDE going, Nightwave, what's up? Good to see you, buddy, or whatever. That was a super chat. They were saying he's just reading a super chat. And then he pretended like he's friends with Nick Rochfort from MDE because somebody paid for a cameo, cameo.com. So that's where we're at. Somebody pays for a Redbar related super chat on the biggest problem.
The biggest problem in the universe with Dick.
Wake up, Grandpa.
Masterson from Maury Povich.
Is he about to vomit? What just happened there?
Masterson from Maury Povich.
You see that? He just went into the palm of it.
Yeah.
Does he think he's being seen outside?
Dick
clapping got him all worked up, and now his ears are like discombobulated.
He's red and hot right now.
From Maury Povich.
Finally, so he cut the hair though. He doesn't have the duck tail anymore. What was the problem? You couldn't just get Jules to go snip. It would just be one snip.
Let's see.
And that is a comb. He's now doing a comb over as well. A Donald Trump style comb over.
They're coming up. You can turn that while down. Here they are. Have you seen this guy? Who does this guy remind me of?
Who does it? Where have you seen Dick Masterson before?
You know this guy? Why do I feel like
Isn't that Dick Masterson?
I know, but who is he?
So you know who that is. Okay.
Yeah, Jules knows.
Reminding me of where it feels.
Yeah, now she's got to pretend like she doesn't know either, right? He's now putting her in that position. Yeah, I know, Jules. That was he was angry just then.
Isn't that Dick Masterson?
Yeah, well, it is Dick Masterson.
I know.
But
who is he reminding me of where it feels like we've known this character before?
Would it be, let me think for a second. Dick Masterson? Because obviously he's seen Dick Masterson on Podawful, but it actually goes way deeper than that. Pretending he's doing a Voldemort here in a way, like a soft Voldemort. He's pretending not to know who this guy is to seem bigger than him.
From a show or something? And then this guy. Is this a Denny?
One of the Earths?
No, Denny has to be redheaded.
Now he's really trying to push this one of the Earth's Denny's things. Right after I called him out he's not saying, he's not saying the Earth, but it's a Denny. It's the same concept. So remember that from the last time.
Okay, so this is more of a Melton then.
Yes.
There's a lot of guys like this, and a lot of guys like this who work at the Blackstone YouTube channel. They're all dressed like this.
This is edited. Like we are clipping parts out, and we've still heard that explosion sound effect multiple times now.
What is with this look on a guy like this? They really love this look. I'll tell you this, sir, and I don't want any beef with you, but I'm talking about to your species. I'm talking about... Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize how dark Redbar... I just looked at my screen on screen. That's his fault that it's this dark. I apologize. Let me... we'll do it like this, I guess.
The guys who all dress like you. It looks...
Look how dark it is.
Bad and nerdy. No one's looking at you with any respect. All right, let's see what they say about me. Duff Noodles is looking puffily mad. And as far as Dick Masterson, though,
he's about to puke. He is on the verge of vomitus.
Am a...
He just did. As far as Dick... It's coming out of both ends on this guy.
And as far as Dick Masterson, though, I am a supporter, a friend.
Yes, we didn't say anything. We love you.
Not this guy.
Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing.
Right here. This is a guy I'll support till the day I die.
Respect.
Yes.
So that's pure fear that he's saying that out of. He can't remember who Dick Masterson. Oh, I don't remember. So he doesn't want anything bad coming his way because he knows that Dick's got a pretty big audience.
Well, because he looks like somebody that's been with in my life my whole life. You know,
So-
you can't push those people aside. All right, let's see what they say about me here in full.
He had Salvo go over.
Oh, he's a Salvo.
Okay, here.
Wait, did you notice? I just noticed that. Hang on, let's go back.
You know, you can't push those people.
So Jules interrupts, and he accidentally says shush as if that was part of the sentence. That was what was happening in his head when Jules started to talk. Anytime you hear that, we're all thinking, shush, shut up, you little rat bitch.
In my life,
He's got
my
a
whole
kid
life.
on his shirt.
You know,
So-
you can't push.
You hear that? So, shush. He didn't mean to say that. That was a complete accident. Shush. Get out of here.
Been with in my life my whole life. You know,
So-
you can't push those people aside.
He meant to say push.
All right, let's see what they
He's
say
worried
about me
she's
here.
going to say Jesse.
Well, listen, there's a lot of worries in a man's mind.
Did Salvo go over?
Oh, he's a Salvo.
Okay, here.
Available somewhere else. But check out Blood in the Sword.
Blood in the Sword.
From Forest Publishing. That's Forest with 2 R's. Former artist for 2, Mr. Noodles. Does Mike Redbar haunt your dreams?
Okay, so this is a super chat. This doesn't count. This is nothing. Listen, we could do this, except they wouldn't read it because they won't read anything with Podawful in the name, which is actually, in a lot of ways, more powerful. I also have a crash.
Are you feuding with Redbar? Everybody's feuding with Redbar.
That's not true.
Nah, when I first started the club, he had Salvo go over.
Yeah. He's a Salvo guy. That happened.
Yeah, but I have no bad blood. I don't really care.
Salvo's kind of fallen to the wayside anyway, so
Really?
you don't have anything to worry about.
Well, because
there.
fucking Keemstar spent a year reporting all of his fucking accounts. Did you see that? Oh my
Yeah, that shit was pretty wild.
very
yeah.
It's like that's, dude.
I don't know
You
what's
really
going
want
on
that guy
there.
kicked off the internet?
Yeah.
Who does he?
I don't even remember
Yeah,
exactly what
see?
he did. But Bob,
So now Jules is faking. Who does he remind me of? Who, 2 seconds ago, the guy you said out loud, Dick Masterson, remember? Remember when your husband publicly shushed you about it? Who does he remind me? I can't even play. If I had to put my finger on it, who is this?
You
What's
really
going
want
on
that guy
there?
kicked off the internet?
Yeah.
Who does he?
I don't even remember
Yeah,
exactly what he
see?
did. But Bob Genius for
Somebody.
2 says, "Who shit my pants?"
Oh,
Red
is that
for
it?
2 says, "Definitely."
Okay, Redbar, very nice. Thank you for sending that. Whoever sent that. That's a must-see. That's a must-see. The hosts also discussed Redbar in this episode, so we're going to go to these hosts here. Let's see what they say.
Oh, wow. So somebody super chatted them twice. 2 different days. Wow. This is worth covering.
Moon Milk for 5. I can't sleep, so I'm.
This is a
super
different
chatting.
episode.
Very good reason to super chat.
This is when you're wondering, when you're sitting there going, Redbar is 8 hours long. How do they fill the time? Oh.
You should try to get Mike David from Redbar or Mumkey Jones. I look forward to hearing about the hot goss later.
Sure.
Someone told me the guy from Redbar doesn't go on anyone else's show.
It's always
someone told them.
Redbar, do you know Redbar?
I only know because
Radio.
people like are
Why are you interested in my appearance fees or my appearances here? Why would you be talking about that to somebody? You were just discussing me on other shows.
Literally none of your business.
None of your business. And who was the somebody that told you that? And what context was that brought up in conversation? These producers get me.
What is he doing with his hand? I have to stop seeing. He is doing Thing, okay? Gomez and Thing right now on screen. This hand, this spider web of a hand that he's constantly doing. It's again, I'm feeling like I'm watching Fishtank right now.
Riled up, you know, these producers, and I'll do stuff behind the scenes to guys like this.
We're on Handwave.
Real sneaky. No, I'm just joking. I'm just trying to.
That's not true, guys.
It's
We
just a
respect
scare
you.
back for the scare you gave me about discussing me, okay? Here, let's hear this.
His fingers look nude. I don't know how to describe this. Okay. Tell me if I'm fucking crazy here.
Those are the fingers of a naked man.
He's got naked hands. Okay. I don't know how else to say. It's like he just got a skin peel. You know, like a treatment's been done. But they're always like that. They're like fleshy little tubes that hang from his arms. It's like, that's what a newborn baby's skin looks like after you peel off the fond or whatever it is when they come out. What is that slime? The pussy slime.
It does look like he kind of looks like a filled human shell, like a soft shell human.
Again, he's wearing a giant safety shirt. If you look carefully, you can see the brace, the medical devices underneath. All of that still applies. There's like a ridge at the top of his shirt here where every time he moves, it's just in place like a turtle shell.
Oh, yeah, you can see it.
You can see it easily. But the hands are, it's as if he's just been degloved. You know, like this is what a hand looks like when it's been preserved for a millennia. This is a mummy's hands.
Or Mumkey Jones. I look forward to hearing about the hot goss later.
Look at those. Tell me that's not a nude hand. Like, I feel like we shouldn't be. That's a privacy that we're looking at right now. I feel like we're looking at his dillykins.
Someone told me the guy from Redbar doesn't go on anyone.
What was Comedy Shaman's word for the penis?
Goofy goos.
Your goofy goo. That he's got 10 goofy goos hanging off of him right there. You shouldn't be looking at, and look at him sticking his goofy goo in his mouth here. Oh my God.
What's this show?
Sick.
Who's that?
Redbar? Do you know Redbar?
I only know because
Radio.
people like are always talking about him with Josh Denny.
Well, he fights with,
saying like
fights with a lot of
Dick
different
is
shows.
Kind of Voldemorting you too a little bit. He's pretending not to have heard of Redbar.
Well, no, he's saying he does. He says he's heard of him, but he's saying he's heard of him through Josh Denny. So Josh Denny's a guy that Redbar makes fun of, and I think Dick is, internet pals with him or whatever.
Entertainers and other people.
Not you. I don't fight with you.
He just does his own show and talks.
Look at his pinky. Look at his pinky. Look at his ring finger. Watch his nudity here.
Listen, entertainers and other people.
Not you. I don't fight with you.
That's a baby's hand. I mean, it's just exploring
his own show and talk shit about everybody else.
That's Mike David.
If Mike David wants to, well, he's not going to come by. I don't think he leaves his house either.
Oh! Hide from the camera. Hide.
Mike David, leave your house. If you want to come in, you can call in. We might get.
I'm out of my house right now.
He's going to say like the N-word a whole bunch.
I don't know. I don't know that much about him.
He's going to say
get
the
comments randomly
N-word
that go say Mike.
So yeah, they're worried that he's going to say the N-word a whole bunch. I thought that was the whole basis for your alternative platforms. Wasn't that the selling point of New Project 2? Is you can say the N-word as much as you want?
From Redbar is going to destroy you. What did he say? I think he leaves his house either. I don't know. Mike David,
you have to leave your house.
If you want to come
call in.
You could call in.
Never.
Get some call-in gifts.
Or is he just
Listen.
going to say like the N-word a whole bunch?
Say the N.
That's what people think
This
of
is
us.
what you think of me?
Well, it's what they think of me, so yeah. Yeah, it probably is.
Because I'm Jewish?
Yikes.
Why is it being Jewish an insult to you, Nick?
I don't know. I don't know that much about him. I
Yeah,
get
you do.
comments randomly that go say,
You know a lot about my preference on interviews that I've rarely spoken about, except to.
So is this the move he's attempting here? Is that he's acting like they know exactly who he is? He's trying to big time them while inventing in his head that he's being big timed by them. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, he thinks they are trying to act like they don't know who he is. Meanwhile, he is literally doing that. Don't we know? This guy reminds me of something. Somebody. I've never interacted with him, but I feel like I know him from somewhere.
You know, only insiders really know that. You know, that's more of an insider industry.
Maybe they've had people say you should have Redbar on their show, on your show, and then they went to try to get you on, and they couldn't because you don't go on other shows. And I'll tell you why he doesn't go on other shows. Because he's terrified of having happened to him what people think happened to me on his show or the kill streak. Like, this is not a scary thing to happen. Who gives a shit if somebody's shitty show and their dumbass audience thinks you bombed on their show? Shouldn't you be going on other shows and being funny for your audience? And then it becomes, well, maybe you don't have the tools to do that. Maybe you don't have the jewels to do that. When Jules isn't producing the comedy show for you, then maybe, you know, he can't work off the fly anymore. Also, it would mean having to leave his house at a time where they weren't already doing the show. So he's trying to say, like, I'm out of the house right now because he's at his studio. But it's like, yeah, well, that's once a month. That doesn't count.
That people know about me, where I refuse to do appearances, interviews, other pie. The only place you'll see me is right here. You won't even see me over there.
Yeah, the drum set, and we are still doing drum set watch. What's it been? 2 years now? No dust all over the drums. Not used one time.
Only right here is if I'm glued to the desk. You don't even know if I own legs.
Sounds familiar.
Did he just dox himself?
Weird.
Is he
People are
glued
like,
to that desk?
he doesn't leave the house. He doesn't leave the house. He doesn't even leave the chair.
I don't even leave this chair. It's fully electronic. Look.
Jules' joke. Say it again, then it's yours. Yeah, I'll just say what Jules said.
See?
And now he's doing a Dr. Evil chair maneuver. All right? Everybody seeing this?
Short range.
He's going to look silly in a few months.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, there will be no ever podcast appearance. For many, many, many reasons.
You know what I should just
Most importantly being...
I should just get a wheelchair, actually. I should just get a powered wheelchair, and then I can move all around in it.
You know, have you seen another guy on a podcast? Do you see how lame it looks? Do you know all the things I would have to worry about? The lighting.
Shouldn't you be worried about that for your show? Shouldn't it be set? So you're saying your lighting is lame now?
The camera angles. The audio. And then the second reason is, of course, there'd be just nothing to talk about unless you move aside and let me do.
All right, I can't keep listening to this. Let's skip ahead.
We get comments randomly that go say, Mike from Redbar is going to destroy you. And I go, wait, why? I don't understand.
So people are coming. They do this to everyone now. Everywhere I go, you get a guy not understanding. And what's great is like Dalton Pruitt, this comedian Dalton Pruitt, I guess every week people, they'll pick their own personal fools to start doing Redbar's watching too. So this Dalton Pruitt, a guy we haven't talked about in a long time, and when we did, it was very minimal. he posts a story on Instagram the other day, tagged me in it, and he goes, "What's this I hear about Mike from Redbar is coming after me, and he's doing a documentary about me."
Wow. Ever heard of someone having personal goons before? Ever heard about someone thinking that Podawful's after them, even though I've never interacted with them before? Wow, these are brand new concepts. You guys are you're advancing the culture. This is like the Fishtank of podcasts.
And that they've never seen him this mad before. So that's what people do. Throughout the week, they'll go up.
Did you say, yeah, it's embarrassing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People tell him Mike is coming for you. He's really mad. And then you'll see sometimes a guy like this.
I have a tongue ring. I keep hearing a click. Every time he talks, I'm hearing this. It's like almost Mersh mouth noises, but it's like you ever talk to a girl with a tongue piercing and you keep hearing a sound? You're like, what the fuck is it? Every time she's talking, I hear something. And you finally figure out she's tapping the back of her teeth. I think
I know what it is.
What's that?
His dentures are loose.
Oh, man, come on. We can't do that. It's too far. At this point, listen, we've seen the man out and about now. We know he can get up. You can't remove his teeth now, too. His lower intestine, sure, all day. His legs, maybe. Who knows? But his teeth, come on. I think he's pierced. I think he has a sexual perversion where Jules needs him to be pierced, or else, he's in one of those sexual relationships where the only type of sex they ever have is the guy goes down on the girl, aka gay sex. And by the way, Comedy Shaman, that's what I meant when I was giving you the hypothetical. It was just you going down on the lady, on the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
I've never met this guy. We've never even covered him, right? So he's saying that he gets messages from people saying Mike is coming for you. Okay. You could have opened with that. You've been discussing me for a while. Why don't you talk about those crazy messages about I'm coming after you first?
Or is he just going to say like the N-word a whole bunch?
I don't know.
He's not doing well. Look at that. Watch him sit back in the chair here.
It's about I'm coming after you first.
Or is he just going to say like,
look, he's having to take a I wonder what hour in we are at this point.
Like the N-word a whole bunch.
I don't know. I don't know that much about.
And you can see his brace bunching
coming
up.
after you first.
Or is he just going to say like,
look at that. Look at the medical devices.
N-word a whole bunch.
I don't know. I don't know that much about him. We get comments randomly that go say, Mike from Redbar is going to destroy you. And I go, wait, why? I don't understand. I don't even know this guy. So James Gardner.
Thanks for the money.
Thank you for the money. James Gardner. They took your money for that. Unbelievable. Well, you guys are free. Don't worry. We're going to come after the fat guy.
Okay. So where on earth could Mike have seen Dick Masterson before? Anybody got any ideas? Even a clue where he might have figured out where he's got this weird feeling that maybe this guy he's attempting to big time right now on his show because he thinks that he's being big time. Where on earth could they have crossed paths before? Any guesses?
Hipstar.
Okay, that makes no sense.
Mike David
whatsoever.
is a big Dr. Phil fan.
Big Dr. Phil fan. That would make sense. That's a pretty good guess. Well, let's see. Let's find out.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Biggie.
Big fatty.
The big guy. We're coming after him. So keep those notes going to that guy. What
is going on with his face there? Hang on a second. What are those little dents on the side of his... Is that just on my TV? Yeah. What is that?
Guy. What's his name?
It's not on this side. Watch when he turns his...
Biggie.
Those. What the fuck is that? Am I just...
Strange mutation.
Is that just a dark hair? Or does he has dents? He has deep creases inside his...
Fatty.
The big guy.
What the fuck? No, those are dents. Those are divots. He has two horrific facial divots going on. Are these new? I wonder if he even knew he had them, because it looks like maybe he shaved the beard down a little bit recently. Or is he cutting?
Like right behind his jaw there? Is that?
Yeah. There's two of them. You see?
What the?
He's one of the Earth's Harvey Dents.
Can you guys can see my mouse on here, right? Look, right here and right here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
The
that
back. That's where
Fat
the
guy.
back of his teeth should be, keeping his cheeks out.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So he's one of those guys that can like put his tongue up above his nose, bring his jaw up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name?
He's an old coot. He's one of the Earth's old coots.
I don't know.
Biggie.
Look at those. Look. Oh, fuck. It looks like he was. You know what it looks like? It looks like that guy that Dick Cheney shot. You know, and then afterwards he's got the facial divots from the bird shot.
Big fatty.
The big
We
guy.
just saw a man's cooter.
You can see it move and warp as he moves his jaw.
We're coming after him, so keep those notes
Oh God, it's looking worse and worse.
going to.
He just has a loose it's like a loose tendon going from his beard to his neck. His beard is, his beard is physically attached to his gullet. Like it's not it's not growing out of it. They're one organ.
To that guy.
What a ghoul.
This
Yeah, cool.
one was a good one.
Okay, watch this. So where did he meet Dick Masterson before?
Him, so keep those notes going to that guy. This one was a good one.
Oh, am I on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on the show. Dick Masterson. How you guys doing?
Yeah.
Dick
Masterson,
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, he was on Redbar in 2008. Wow. Crazy. So he has interviewed Dick Masterson before. Okay, well then, kind of hard to big time a guy when you were bringing him on as like a big important guest back in 2008. I mean, that's insane to me. And I don't know if you could tell that was even Mike. He was doing his man cow voice back then, so he sounded like a different guy. But this is what it's like when goons collide! Are you ready for it? My girlfriend thinks Jesse, Mike, Dick, Vito, and Maddox are best friends while off camera. Confirm? Yes, Rick. I would like to confirm that your girlfriend is, in fact, mentally retarded. Please take her to your local veterinarian and have her put down. It's one thing when a bunch of adult baby wrestling fans tell me that they think that everything on the internet is kayfabe, but when your girlfriend is doing it, watch out! Beware! She's either trans, best case scenario, by the way, or has the mental faculties of a child, which would make you, Rick, my favorite listener, by the way, Rick, it would make you a spiritual pedophile. So we're hoping for the best. We're praying for you. Put her down, and it's the best thing you can do for both you and her, okay? She's basically, a horse with a broken leg, and it's time to get her offline. Okay, well...
It's a mercy, really.
It's a mercy. It's a mercy on us all. By the way, your girlfriend shouldn't know who Jesse, Mike, Dick, Vito, and Maddox are. That shouldn't be possible. Like, maybe one of those. Are you sharing us with her? That means you're watching them, too, by the way, which is very alarming for me as a internet guy. You need to pick. Sorry. And I don't care who you pick, but you have to leave Podawful if it's anyone other than me. You do have to choose. Sorry, Rick. I appreciate the $5, but this might be your final hurrah. Okay, so how do I end this? It's over. We're doing a big Christmas episode. Does anybody else have anything to say before we go? I didn't want to. I hope nobody was sitting there with like dying to say something that whole time.
Entire word.
No. So.
Well, wait.
McClunky.
Go ahead.
Did you see Mersh post himself as Taylor Swift?
What, mate?
What?
What?
Oh my
Somebody made an
God.
edit of Mersh's face on Taylor Swift. It's in his Spurgin Out thread.
Okay, listen,
but he
we
retweeted
all-
it and thought it was awesome.
We've all known for a long time Mersh is going trans. We bullied him into it. Let's not. He's a cat lady. It's not a shocker that he too is into T-Swift. And he's probably just into her because Redbar is into her, and Redbar's into her because Jules is into her, and Jules is into her because she is trans, according to the comedy Shaman. All right, we got a big, like several times over actually. We've got a big Christmas episode coming out for, again, this was an unplanned episode, so sorry if it was a little off the rails, but got a big planned amazing Christmas show for you. It's going to be live on Christmas Eve, so I do need you to cancel your Christmas Eve plans and watch Podawful. It's very important. Many people have begged me now for a couple of years to do something like this. Should I just say what it is? Maybe I should just spoil it.
Spoil it.
No.
Let's hear the juice.
I mean, at some point, I'm going to put the fucking, the live stream up and, the thumbnail. And so it'll be spoiled one way or the other. It's just now or a day from now, basically.
Now is better.
Now is better, right? Now is better. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've been begging and begging and begging for it. We've got a big Christmas special coming up for you. Sunday, December 24th, Christmas Eve, we will be featuring on Podawful a little show called Dr. Mersh's How the Grint Stole Catsmas. Nobody you can't steal this from me now. It's already been announced. Okay? And trust me, you don't even know what any of that means anyway. So Dr. Mersh's How the Grint Stole Catsmas coming up December 24th, Christmas Eve. Cancel your plans. Kill your family.
Done.
Leave your job.
Done.
It's over. What the heck? How did that happen? What the? Go check out Tom Gully, A Height Mystery in the Pizza Fund. Go check out World War Kick in the Pizza Fund. Very funny. If you haven't seen it yet, it's got rave reviews.
Very good.
And we will, I think on Wednesday, I'll put out the audio track for the Red Rooms, the director's comedy, director's commentary for the Red Room. So be on the lookout for that. $6 level, $12 level, $20 level. Got something for you guys in all of them. See ya Christmas Eve. Until next time,
love you, Petunia.
What? Petunia? Excuse me?
Love you, Daffodil.
Urquhart, are you on drugs right now? What did you just say? I love you,
No,
Petunia.
Paul put me down. He wouldn't do it earlier. It was Paul's turn.
Okay, until next time, don't go on the internet tomorrow, Urquhart, and have an awful day.
It's over.
Wandering Jew?
Did you guys?
Oh, wait a second. Tom Gully says he got measured today. What's the result? Tom, post the result in chat, quick, before the show is fully over. We need to know your height docs. Spoilers for the Pizza Fund. He says there's no mystery. Got measured just today.
It's a mystery.
Fresh measurement.
Why isn't he in here with us?
Because he's an old man and he can't control his microphone.
Okay, well that makes sense actually. He says 6'5".
Wow.
Whoa.
No chance. Don't buy it. Sorry.
I don't believe him.
Don't believe you. Sorry, you're not as big as Bill Hudnut. I'll tell you that much. All right, that's it.